Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So before I dive into the show today, I have news to share about plants and politics. I am excited to announce I have partnered with my friend, my brother from another mother, four-time vegan bodybuilding champion, Will Tucker. He will now be co-hosting Plants and Politics with me. So whoop, whoop. So Will, welcome to your first official day on Plants and Politics. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this program. I'm excited to be here, looking forward to it. And awesome. Hopefully everybody will stay tuned and not disappear all of a sudden. Like, who is this guy?
No, we'll get more women involved in the show.
If that's the case, let me put on a tie next time. I'm dressed here.
Last week, this is just a reminder, right? The story, no matter what they tell you on Fox News, racism is not over. It's not over because we had a Black president. And so, oh, kumbaya, everybody's good. Last week, news reports reported that, or news outlets reported that a Black man, his teenage son, and their real estate agent were handcuffed and arrested just for touring a house that was for sale. It was a vacant house. 45-year-old Army veteran Roy Thorne, his 15-year-old son Samuel, and their real estate agent Eric Brown were surrounded. Like, police came, surrounded the house, pulled out weapons. This is in Michigan. Draw their weapons, order them to come out of the house. He sees them out the window and he ducks, and he's telling them, look, we're all coming out. There's three of us in here. We're going to have our hands up. We're going to come out. But he admitted, he said, I was terrified. He tried to stay in front of his son. He thought for sure that he was going to be shot, that he was going to die.
Yeah.
So they come out, they're handcuffed. They're put all in three separate cars. Now, Brown, the real estate agent, he's been working this area, by the way, as an agent for 20 years. And it's not like they're in the house at night. This was at 2 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. But a neighbor felt the need to call 911 and report a break-in because they said, oh, we saw that same black car parked outside during a recent break-in. I guess this house was vacant and it had been recently broken into. But the guy was arrested. The guy who broke into it was arrested.
Yeah.
So, and Thorne said, I could tell one of the cops really was sorry for it. And apparently the cop went over and admonished the neighbors and gave them crap for making this BS call. But the damage is done. His son is freaked out. I mean, he said they put the cuffs on him behind his back and he turns around and they're cuffing his son. And he just felt like there's nothing he could do. And, for people to say, oh, well, they were worried about a break-in. No, this house, they confirmed, had been shown 40 times without incident. So 40 other people or couples went there with their real estate agents and nothing happened to them. But yet these three Black men walk into a house and cops get called.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, oh my God. And I got to throw the bullshit flag on the vehicle because I'm sorry, you see a Mercedes, Black Mercedes sitting out front and you go, oh yeah, it must be a robber. Who takes a Mercedes to go break into a house?
Right.
This just pisses me off to no end. It makes me fearful for all of my friends of color, but it has to enrage you and terrify you. I mean, especially knowing you have a young male Black son.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, all right, it's time to peel it off now, I guess. Look, this shit has been going on. I mean, the fact that I have to be briefed as a child how to handle myself in this world. Nothing I did but being a young Black male child. My mom and other elders have to give me a briefing every time I get ready to walk out the door.
Yeah.
you don't have to do shit but show up. This is how the world is going to see you. The world we live in views you as this. So we automatically come out of childhood having to almost defend or protect yourself because the world sees you a certain way. And I mean, I got a resume of shit that's happened to me over my 51 years of existence. I don't think we have time for it today, but it's always something that we can keep it current on this particular one. I mean, hell, I saw something a couple weeks before that. A guy, a police officer, got the cops called on him. A neighbor called and said, there's a black guy walking around my neighborhood disguised as a cop.
Oh my God.
And they come up on him with guns drawn. And he's like,
God.
It just doesn't stop. It's not going to stop. Images and everybody has to fear the boogeyman, aka Black man in America, and it's just never gonna stop till people get an open mind, a reality check, whatever it is. And I can go on and on about this one, but you know it's a shame. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
I don't see it changing in my lifetime. Yeah, most of this stuff is ingrained in people. I mean, even to the point where it may be in their DNA. I don't have any scientific evidence to back it up. But, you know, I know of people personally. For example, went to a friend's wedding a few months back. And she said, you know what? I cut my guest list down. I didn't invite certain family members because of certain views they tried to force on me growing up. And I axed them from the list.
Yeah.
Because she was like, she told me, she was like her whole life where she grew up, she was taught to fear Black men. She used to always ask for a reason, and it was just like, just do it. It was never a legit reason for anything. So psychologically, like I said, growing up, she's hearing this her whole life. She's acting on it. Things that the media puts in front of people, they see it. They all of a sudden we become this monolith as opposed to if an individual actually done something, you know, that's that individual, whatever they may or may have not been going through. But no, for Blacks, it's always a monolith. It's all of them.
Right.
They're all this, they're all that, you know, and in those things, like I mentioned, the friend who heard this her whole life growing up, until she crossed paths with people, you know, in her adult life, and she, you know, decided not to invite half her family to a wedding because they still hold certain beliefs.
Yeah.
Not based on anything. There's no foundation. There's nothing but shit that they see and images that the TV puts in front of them, like the Fox News thing earlier, who they project a certain, you know, message to their audience or followers.
Right.
And every outlet from what I've seen in my time is guilty of this and puts this image, if you will, on Black people, especially Black men, that we're, you know, this or that, or violent, evil, this. And it makes people fearful.
Yeah.
And that's when you get the cops called on you for just breathing and existing. And I mean, it's been going on long before me. That's why I say I don't see it ending in my lifetime, because of the fact, as I said, as a young boy, just being a child, hell, you can ask any Black person that you know, and I'll kick it off. And you can call the rest of your friends that may be of color too. I can tell you the first time I got called the N-word as a 5-year-old, just being a 5-year-old kid.
Wow.
And that's why I say you come out the womb, the minute you learn to walk, you learn to talk, and then it's like, this is how the world is going to see you. You walk out the door, be careful out, this is how the world sees you. And you hear that so many years, just like the other side is saying, be fearful of this. So we walk out the door guarded, or, you know, have to take certain precautions. Just like every time you get on a damn plane, they're like, you know, put your mask on first, buckle up. every time you walk out the door, you have to do a mental check like that. Like,
Yeah.
am I walking a certain way? You got to damn it.
What am I wearing?
You're right. You got to be so aware of everything that you do, because you can get your ass shot just for breathing. And now we're there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear that from my friends of color, that, they have to say things to their sons before they leave the house that I've never had to say to my kids.
Yeah. It's the world we live in. I don't see it changing.
Yeah. It's sickening. It just, and you just know there's like this little white racist couple across the street, oh, Tom, there's 3 black men walking in the house, just terrified, turn down Hannity while I make the call. I can see it right now. I can see it clear as day, or probably more like turn down Tucker,
Exactly.
God.
Yeah. And I mean, as long as you got people fanning the flames, and whoever Edith Bunker was, you were just impersonating grandkids, and they continue to keep it going.
Yeah.
It's going to be that way. So.
Yeah. And that was every white racist woman.
That was good, though. That was good. I can give it to you. You scared me for a minute. I'm like, shit, log off.
Yeah, no, and for every, one story that I cover like this, there's like a billion more. I mean, I could do just a show about stories like this. It's that prevalent. But yet you're never going to see these stories on white fright, Fox News, because they're busy pushing the narrative that, oh, the country's changing, and, oh, the white people are going to be pushed out. And I mean, like the census, everything that came out just this last week, and these studies that they did, and found out that the country, is becoming less and less white. I mean, these people, or these white supremacists, are going to go cray cray. I mean, they're just going to lose their shit over this.
Yep.
This is what they feared. And it's like, so what? So what? I mean, I don't care if I'm a minority.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't look like it, but really, biologically, I'm like a quarter Mexican and Spanish. So technically, I'm not white. Really, and I'm a little mix of everything else, European, and Italian.
Yeah, that definitely goes.
Yeah, no, I was actually adopted and raised by an Italian family. I have Italian in me, but yeah, my biological family, my mother's fathers, my grandfather on my mother's side, was half Spanish, half Mexican. So
I'm learning something new today.
But yeah, I mean, I don't care, I don't care what the makeup of our country is. Either you're a good person, or you're a bad person.
And if only everybody would let it boil down to that, and take everybody as an individual. But as I said, we all get lumped together. So
yeah. I tell you, I've gone when I was younger, and I used to go out, nightclubs and stuff. I went out with friends of mine. I literally would walk into nightclubs where I was the only white person in the entire place. Mm-hmm. Never had a problem. But I'll tell you what, I would have been terrified to walk into the Capitol on January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
That crowd scared me. Their Confederate flags and their Camp Auschwitz sweatshirts, and, weapons, and
that's a whole nother level of hatred and bigotry right there.
Yeah.